I wonder how he's going to enjoy the bagged milk.
You're listening to the Draft in Hand podcast with your hosts, Greg, Ian, and Mark.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show, Draft in Hand podcast. I'm Greg. I'm here with Ian.
Yo.
I'm here with Mark.
Good afternoon.
And we're going to be talking some sports, per usual. Hey, it's a little cold in Toronto, and we thought it might be pretty good to talk about maybe some Jays baseball. So if you're here for some hockey talk, we're going to do that a little bit afterwards. We're going to do that after the Jays. But the Toronto Blue Jays doing some things. There's a few other teams around the league doing some, have made some free agent acquisitions over the past couple of days. We're finally getting some, I guess the dam is starting to break, and there's starting to be a few more signings around the league, which is cool. That's something that we've been waiting for. I guess that's the two words, I guess the three words that in February, early February, that kind of warm you up a little bit on the inside.
Pitchers and catchers?
That's it. Pitchers and catchers.
Gets me a little tingly somewhere.
And it's it's February. Early February, you start to hear those three words being beaten around a little bit in the news cycle. So we're not there yet, but we're getting close.
What do you mean by news cycle, Greg?
I didn't want to say sport media and be like that guy that also said sport media, but you'll get other people that are a little bit excited too. So let's talk about some baseball. So the Jays, huge signing.
Michael Brantley.
Should we wait an hour and get everybody all excited about it and then say, oh wait, no, it didn't happen?
Yeah, that's fucking heartbroken.
Oh well,
it would have been nice.
That would have been cool. Oh, Too bad we can't have nice things. Oh, wait, we can.
Yeah, but two nice things is better than one nice thing.
We did get two nice things, I think. They're just not too nice.
as well.
Yeah, just two nice things that swing baseball bats. It's you get one nice thing
that gets a shitload of strikeouts
throws
and
the
a nice
ball.
thing that hits the ball a lot.
Hopefully. Which one do you guys want to talk about first? We're going to talk about Yates, or you guys want to talk about Springer?
Let's jump into Springer.
Okay, Springer, the big fish. So this sort of happened like
garbage can.
11 o'clock at night. It was sort of a strange, like it wasn't like a prime time signing, a little bit at night. So it got all Twitter, all
everybody had to get up again and start writing newspaper articles and stuff.
I know.
You're like, oh, it woke me up from my good slumber. God damn you, Blue Jays.
How many? Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. This is the Draft in Hand podcast. How many of those articles were written after a few adult beverages?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Multiple of them for sure. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Celebratory adult beverages for some
No, but
reason.
that's if it's 11 o'clock at night. So you've already
had dinner.
Yeah,
are you calling
exactly.
people alcoholics, Greg?
Yes.
No,
Especially
I
during
didn't
the
say
pandemic.
alcoholics. I just said that they like to enjoy themselves. Potentially. So, okay, George Springer, what do you guys think? Seems like he's the top of the free agent class from the batting perspective.
He's a damn good outfielder, too. He's not the same, plus defense he had, 3, 4, 5 years ago. But, oh, sorry, man. Fuck.
But he's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he's still really good. No, he still gets to the ball very well, makes good plays. He's still very good at center field. He might not be the best, and he's not going to make diving catches like Pilar did because he can get to the ball better than Pilar.
No, he's not Superman.
No, he's not Superman, but he's going to hit the ball a lot better than him.
I just want to see dingers.
Oh yeah, and he's a friggin' postseason monster as well. He's got
proven that.
Yeah, he's got 70 total hits his postseason career. Friggin' 34 of them are doubles and home runs.
Half.
Almost half, just under half.
Yeah,
have been doubles and home runs.
Are extra
and the
base.
rest are just singles because he doesn't have a triple yet.
What the fuck's he waiting for?
That's pretty friggin' insane. Half your hits are extra bases in the playoffs. It's fucking clutch.
I don't know. Is there a clutch percentage? It's about 500 clutch percentage. Just below 500 clutch percentage. Yeah, that's amazing. That's I mean, you hear that signing and you're like, wow, you've heard for so long, for a couple months now, which is an eternity in Toronto sport media with just everything that happens. And
Has Nylander been traded yet?
Just wait till this podcast is over. Who knows?
Better fucking not.
The answer is, Mark, he's been traded about 800 times, just not by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
So, Springer. Well, sorry, where I was going with that is it seemed like the Jays were in on everybody, and everyone was sort of getting excited. The last couple months, the Jays are
It sucked finishing
attached to
second
this
place
guy,
for so long.
and finishing second place in quotations with everybody that signs.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we finished second place. Oh, we were in on this guy. We were on that guy.
Yeah,
we
it
were
doesn't
on.
matter if you finish second place and sign him again. You don't get the trophy.
You know what they say, Mark? If you're not first, you're last. So
That's a Ricky Bobby trademark.
so it was kind of like, okay, who's gonna get the ball rolling? LeMahieu signs in New York. Cool, great.
Whatever.
And then we get this guy a couple days later. This guy that happens to be the big fish.
Oh yeah.
Cornerstone your outfield. An outfield that's already
Pretty
good.
Considering Grichuk broke out pretty good last year, in my opinion. I thought Grichuk came out and had an amazing season last year.
Yeah.
So where do you see the outfield being this year?
With the Blue Jays, I
yeah.
see them running like a 4-man platoon because I think from I heard and just reading shit that they're might try and play Vladdy over at third because it looks like he's gotten himself in pretty good shape. And if they manage to do that, they can have Tellez at first, and you're able to run your DH platoon with your outfield.
Yeah, that's
Biggio
good.
to second and have friggin' Bichette at shortstop still.
Okay, so in the outfield, you're thinking
Teoscar, Gurriel, Grichuk, and Springer are gonna run a 4-man platoon.
so Springer's pretty much
You're gonna lock him
lock.
at center field.
Yeah.
And then
But
Hernandez,
he's gonna get a day or two
Hernandez is awful with like he's a lost cause out there.
In right field.
And Gurriel was a friggin'
Gold glove.
he's one of the best outfielders in the game last year. And Grichuk has proved he's serviceable in the outfield, like just from being on the Blue Jays.
He was a de facto center fielder.
Yeah.
So Hernandez playing more DH is
probably.
probably what we're getting to.
Yeah. So you're gonna have Springer in center field. That's the free agent signing. Then you have the Gold Glover in
Probably
left field.
Probably
Lourdes
left field.
Gurriel Jr.
Yeah.
Also pretty good stick. He's that everyone talks about the big three: Biggio, Bichette, and
Well,
Gurriel,
Gurriel's like the first year
Guerrero.
he came on his rookie season or whatever, he was on pace to get like 45 home runs.
That's it, man. It's
Yeah.
the Jays have a big 4 young kids, and he's one of them. And he's sort of the one that
He's exciting to
everybody-
watch too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's one that people sort of leave out of that conversation, but hopefully that Gold Glove wakes people up. And then with they were mentioning, I read an article and I can't remember who it was by.
Didn't Hernandez get a Silver Slugger that last year too?
Yes, that's what it was. The Gold Glove, the Silver Slugger, and then the top free agent. The Jays arguably have the best outfield in Major League Baseball. And that's not including Grichuk, who I guess, be the regular right fielder.
Yeah.
So, Mark, you were saying, this was off podcast, you were saying that Grichuk is actually more of a right fielder than a center fielder historically.
I think so, yeah.
He just played center field because the Jays
Because
had
the
a
Jays
gap.
needed a guy to play there.
Yeah. So that shift over shouldn't be a big deal. And they just signed Grichuk to a deal.
Couple seasons ago.
A long one.
Yeah.
So he's, unless you move him for a package, but let's not get into
No
potential
trades,
trade
no trades.
things because that's
Yeah.
all, that's hypothetical.
It's
We can do
other people can do that.
Exactly. Other people can do that and take guesses into all that sort of thing. So Jays have, one of the best outfields in
It's one of the best
baseball.
fucking lineups in baseball, man.
You want to go down the lineup, Mark? What would your lineup look like?
I'd probably go Springer. I'd have Springer leading off. Then I'd probably go Bichette number 2, Gurriel 3, Guerrero 4, Hernandez 5,
Tellez?
6. Who's the other guy?
Biggio?
No, Biggio would probably be my 8 or 9 hitter.
Really?
Maybe my 9 because he doesn't.
Oh,
hit
you're thinking Gerchek then.
Yeah, for me, Biggio, because I've seen a lot of people putting Biggio at like number 2.
Mhm.
Like I like him because he gets on base a lot, but putting him at 9 with his on base percentage because he doesn't hit the ball that much just turns over the lineup to 1 so smoothly.
It's like a double leadoff.
Exactly.
After the first.
Yeah,
through.
you have Jansen 8, and then you have Biggio batting 9.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a little bit. That's a definitely more. I don't want to say unorthodox way, but that's a much different slant
Like in my opinion,
than usual.
I would have just 1 is Springer, 2 is Bichette, and 9 is Biggio, and then Jansen's 8, and the rest you could just plug and play with that fucking lineup.
It's a lot of fun when you can do
Oh
that,
yeah,
right?
it's a lot of fun. Like
It's fun for the coach or the
Oh, yeah.
manager.
yeah.
No coach.
Yeah, they'll be having a great time with that lineup. I sort of look at it this way. I kind of broke it down into groups of 3. So from everything that
A
I've
tier list.
yeah, it's a tier kinda. So between Springer, Biggio, and Bichette, you can almost rotate those guys top 3.
yeah, Biggio just doesn't make enough contact to like
Yeah.
be up in the top of the batting order when everybody else below him is hitting the ball more often than he does.
Yeah, maybe you might be right. We'll see. And then you got Hernandez, Gurriel Jr., and Guerrero Jr. in like 4 through 6, that's power.
Yeah.
Like that's mix and match all those. Move one of those guys up a little bit if you want. Move those.
We're like looking
move
at a
one
young
down.
version of that like 2016 Jays team.
Yep. And then the bottom 3 is any combination of you have Grichuk still there, who you said he had a
good year last year.
pretty good year last year. Telez, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Ball far and hard.
And then you have your catcher,
Yeah.
either Jansen or Kirk or
I like Jansen.
whoever. Yeah, he does a good
I
job.
love the homegrown catchers, dude.
Oh, yeah, I think
I got a soft spot for him.
When's the last time we had a homegrown catcher?
We had Aaron Sebia for a bit.
For a bit, yeah, but he didn't really.
He didn't really bloom in anything. Well, he bloomed. He was serviceable, but he didn't really like project into what he was projected to be.
Yes.
Still a good catcher though. Hit the ball. Had some fucking unreal games as a J.
Yeah, it just sad he didn't stick around for longer than.
Well, he's on the broadcast team now, so he came back.
Yeah, yeah. But I know what you mean, like a homegrown guy that has like a full career.
Yeah.
As a J.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like Mauer and Posey have been like 2 of my favorite position players for a long time, just because they're just homegrown catchers who just dominated the league. Both were at VPs. That never happens.
Look at a guy like Roy Halladay, and of course you can't. It's hard to pick one of the best ever, but he was a J prospect, and he just grew into an all-star as a J. We haven't had many guys like that.
Yeah.
Period.
Now we might have like a full team of it.
Almost.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I was sort of excited that they, you get one guy, but I don't want you to start bringing in all these free agents and sort of to tromp all over the crop that you are growing.
Not really stunt the development, just kind of like
push them away.
Yeah.
Push them out of the spotlight even or something. Like they need to be used to it.
Yeah, Brantley's 33, so he's not old, but he's a couple years older than Springer. They signed Springer for 6 years.
6 years.
$150. That's what I heard it was. $150 Canadian.
It's a lot of
Canadian
doubles.
tire money. $150.
Oh, he got Canadian tire money. That lucky bastard.
Are the contracts in U.S. or?
No,
Or
Canadian tire money is only Canadian.
And it can only be used at Canadian Tire.
And associated stores. Are there any other stores?
I wonder how he's going to enjoy the bagged milk.
Oh. Imagine that's the tipping point. It's like, what the fuck is this sack of
Send
milk?
me back! Send me back!
Yeah, you can still get cartons here.
Yeah, you can still. Yeah, actually, I think most people get cartons.
We have bag milk.
You have bag milk?
Yeah, because
I think we switch back and forth.
We drink enough.
Whatever's
milk.
on sale.
Literally, yeah, legit. Whatever's on sale. That's
Well,
what we.
if there's chocolate milk on sale, we don't get bagged milk because we won't drink it fast enough. Because we drink the chocolate milk first.
Savages.
Yo, you know what I imagine though? Like, say you just come to Canada and you walk into a grocery store and you go into the aisle that sells the milk, the bagged milk
The jug? Yeah.
and they're like, "What the fuck is this?
This is like...
This is just this
do I
oblong
use this
shaped
to water
jug."
fucking my flowers?
Yeah, it's not like a round. Like the juice jugs are round, so you can turn the lid.
Yeah, it's like, how am I supposed
like
to
a 2-liter
stir?
jug? Yeah, so it's like a milk jug. Milk bag jug is like a narrow version of that fits a milk bag. But if you've never seen it before, you're like, what the? Like,
What's this for?
yeah.
Do I put my gravy in here?
Do I put my gravy in here? It kind of looks like the sole of a shoe, but just like act like way deeper. Like,
Is this a slipper with a hook?
Yeah. So George Springer, welcome to Canada. Or Buffalo. I don't know where we're playing this year. Well, I don't know. Fuck.
Hopefully it's Canada.
Hopefully it's Canada.
It's probably Buffalo.
Take advantage of that open dome stadium in the summer. Woo, baby.
So we're excited about Springer. Mark, I think you want to. So here's sort of the elephant in the room that I kind of want to touch on. Springer was a part of that
2017
Garbage
Astros
cans.
team. What are your thoughts?
He owned it. He owned it pretty good in the interview.
He said we did this.
He obviously owned it. He felt bad.
Yep.
Whether he felt bad he got caught or not, I don't know.
Right, there's a difference.
I'm not the human,
right,
and I can't judge based on that.
Mm-hmm.
I still, like, the guy's got to come here, and if he doesn't perform instantly, like, Jays fans don't forget shit, or Toronto fans don't forget shit.
We have a long memory.
And it's not like he's coming to play for Toronto. He's playing for also, like, if the Jays are good, apparently it becomes fucking Canada's team.
Well, so, like, Maple Leaf in the logo.
And trust me, we're not dumb sports fans. Like, we know you cheated, so, like, don't come here and not play good, man.
Don't come here and expect that we forgot
Yeah.
about you. Like, I know, yeah, we're not New York.
I'm excited that he's here, and I'm so excited he chose Toronto because he's a damn fucking good baseball player. But, man, I just hope he doesn't come out of the gate slow and our media starts harping on him.
And start asking those questions.
Exactly, and that's going to be the worst thing to happen.
This is the biggest contract in Jays history?
I think so.
So, hopefully, man.
What did they sign Price for?
They never signed Price. They
him.
traded for Price.
What was his contract at the time?
Couple bucks, couple Canadian Tire dollars, I think.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of Canadian Tire dollar monies.
Yeah, a little. He had like the holographic Canadian Tire
I hope
money.
he fucking comes here and friggin' kills it, and he can almost put the haters to sleep, and hopefully he can carry the Jays and get another World Series MVP, man.
Turn the page. Turn the page on that, and he comes to a place where he can put that behind him. It's a big market that's not New York or LA.
He could friggin' cement himself as a fucking icon if he could carry the Jays to a World Series.
And he has a team behind him of young kids that are, I'm sure,
fucking ready to do it.
And I've heard, and I always take the clubhouse reports with a grain of salt because no reporter's really ever in there. But I heard that he's very good at building relationships with all of the players in the clubhouses that he's been in. So which is exactly what you need. You need the
Especially
home runs
coming to a younger team.
Well, that's it. You need the home runs. You need the outfield defense. You need that batting order lineup to get deeper. But you also need a guy in the locker room. How many times have you heard on winning teams, oh, there's more than one leader in here. There's a group of leaders. And I don't want to go on and on about leadership because you never know. We're not there. We're not in the locker room. Nobody is. So any article you read about that, take with a grain of salt. But from all reports, he is. Maybe that speaks to his character, the fact that he owned up to the whole garbage can banging, scandal.
Yeah.
And that just shows that he's, hey, trust this guy. Yeah. Help with the young kids and go have some fun. Go hit some baseballs.
Hit some baseballs.
Ian, go hit some dingers.
Fucking win some playoff games and get us a fucking championship, man.
And you know what? From all accounts, the American League East is, I mean, it's kind of wide open right now.
Yeah, I agree. Tampa trading away Blake Snell definitely creates a big hole.
Yeah, the Yankees are still there. They're still going to be good, but they're always probably going to be good. The Red Sox are... I mean, the Jays are only a couple games behind the Yankees
Red Sox
earlier
were one
this
of
year.
the best hitting teams in baseball last year. So, like...
What happened to them?
Bad luck, maybe, but pitching was shit, too.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't... Poor Baltimore.
Yes.
But...
Correct.
Stupid bird.
Stupid bird thing. You guys should name the Blue Jays. Shut up, guy. With the face.
Yeah, no, we're all optimistic, I probably assume. And
okay, let's touch on so we haven't added any starting pitching yet.
No.
Hopefully, I think everyone has their fingers crossed that we sign a guy, maybe two.
Make a move, or just depth pitching.
Yeah, but just to solidify the starting rotation, and if we'll touch on that if something happens there. Otherwise, it's just speculative. Yeah. Let's talk about that closer to the season. Yeah. But the bullpen, though, they added to the bullpen.
Yeah, Kirby Yates, he was All-Star 2 seasons ago.
Sure was.
Crazy strikeout to inning pitched. He almost like throws 2 strikeouts an inning. Which is pretty insane through his career.
That's it's an average of 18 per.
He only pitched like 4 innings last year, so I guess he was injured.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so hopefully he can come back throwing fireballs again.
What team was he on?
San Diego, I believe
so. Yeah,
San Diego.
Yeah, he's been on the West Coast. So hopefully he comes in and dominates the.
Yeah, because the last 2 years before he was injured last year, his whip was under 1, and his strikeout ratio was fucking insane.
And Mark, you did mention this way long time ago in one of our earlier podcasts. I just listened back to. Well, you meant no. You mentioned that the Jays pitching coaches have a track record of getting people back on track.
Oh yeah.
Is it Pete Walker?
Yeah.
Still, he's been around for a while. He's transcended a lot of different managers.
Oh yeah.
So hey,
It's like when they had Butterfield too. He transcended a lot of managers as well.
You trust those guys. You bring somebody into the organization, and you have somebody good that has a track record the way they do, the way the Jays coaching staff does, and hopefully that they can get the most out of whoever they're signing. Not just whether it's coming off of injury. They also signed, is it Chatwood? He was coming off of an injury season last year as well. So hopefully,
are they getting these guys for cheap? Is that why they're going for them?
I think they're 1-year deals, so they're not relief pitchers. There is the opinion out there that you can get a relief pitcher walking down the street. That's how common they are. But to get the elite ones, or people or relief pitchers that have potential closers, you don't want to slot a guy into a closer. You can pencil a guy into a closer spot, but you never know until he.
Continue on, go back to Pete Walker. He's been the Jays pitching coach since 2012.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
9 years.
Yes. So yeah, he transcended. He's transcended the general manager change.
Yeah.
So that says something about you.
Oh yeah, when
they kept you around, but they fired everyone else.
They literally. Hey, peanut guy, you're fired.
You're fine, Pete.
Pete, you're fine. Would you like a bigger office?
That's probably how the conversation went down.
Yeah. What do you need in your office? Pete? Need a soda machine? Need a soda stream?
We can get you a Tassimo. We won't even get you Pure. We'll get you the nice one, the Tassimo.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope that turns out. But again, I guess we'll touch back. If there's any more news, we'll
jump on it.
We'll jump on it.
Jump around.
We don't want to. We're not here to break news, but more just look at things.
Talk about shit.
Yeah, just talk about it. And like you said, hey, what's today's date?
The
22nd, January 22nd. Man, we're getting close to those 3 words, Mark.
My Xbox is here?
No. Pitchers and
that's 4 words.
Catchers. All right. Hey, hockey?
Yeah.
So we haven't.
Ian's here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I can finally talk.
Who is this? So
Ian, you didn't have to have that gag ball in your mouth the whole time.
Yeah. Well, you put it there.
Whoa! Guys, don't leave me out. So we did a lot of work for doing those fantasy episodes, those fantasy hockey episodes, and then we rolled out the 4 divisional episodes. So this is our first episode since. We haven't recorded an episode since the start of the NHL season. What are your first impressions on the first, I guess, week? Just more than a week? How long has it been?
Lots of scoring.
Just
over a week.
10 days.
Yeah, it's been about a week.
9-10 days. Yeah.
9 days.
It's been exciting. It's like some of the games have been sloppy. I think the reffing has been pretty damn inconsistent from game to game or like period to period. Even like watching the Leafs, I don't think the Leafs have played a single good game yet. The Flyers, been watching, but got been just decimated with injuries friggin' early.
They lost their best center.
Yeah,
probably.
And then the next game, Morgan Frost and Myers go down, the guy replacing Sean Couturier. And then friggin' Jack Hughes has been nice breaking out early with Mackenzie Blackwood fucking lighting it up. Too bad Blackwood got on COVID protocol now.
Yeah.
Sucks for New Jersey.
Yeah, COVID's really fucking with people right now.
There's a lot of things going on.
Dallas hasn't even played a game yet.
Well, they played tonight.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, if you listen to this podcast,
it's Friday.
It's Friday today. So if you're listening to it over the weekend, Dallas has not played, so who knows what they're going to look like. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because what do you want to dive into first a little bit here? Do you want to talk about New Jersey and just the breakout?
I kind of want to go into the Canadian division first.
Oh, you want to go Canadian division?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been most surprised with how shitty Vancouver's looked. They got fucking absolutely decimated by, not really decimated by Montreal the last 2 games, but it seems like they don't know how to stop Tyler Toffoli.
What was the final score last night?
7-3
or 7-3.
I saw people tweeting out like Toffoli has exited the ice without a point. This is rare. Like tweets like that, just because Toffoli was going off.
Oh, just he didn't get one on that shift.
Yeah, exactly. On that one particular shift, it's like, hey, what are we paying you for?
They've given up. How many goals have they given up? Ian, you said like
28 goals. They have the worst differential in the league.
5?
6. They've played the most games in the league.
They played the most games. That's still awful though.
Toffoli getting redemption.
Does Pettersson only have 1 point so far too?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess Horvat's doing well though, isn't he?
Yeah.
They still have guys like they won 6-5 against Montreal the one night, but that was an OT.
Beat Price.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Wait, was that Allen in net that night?
Allen was in net yesterday.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
Yeah, Horvat's got 7 points, so he's up there.
He's doing pretty good.
But yeah, to go with Montreal, like their guys are showing up. Like Toffoli was penciled in as a third-line player. He's tied for first in the league with points.
Yeah.
Jeff Petrie, same. 7 points.
Shea Weber looks like he might win the friggin' Norris this year already. The way he's
Shea
played.
Weber.
Holy
yeah, what a
shit,
guy.
man.
Who had that guy penciled in for the Norris Trophy? I don't think any of us did.
Yeah, well, Petrie's doing better.
Yeah. Or how about, oh my God, what's his name? The Russian kid, 21 years
Oh,
old.
Romanov.
Alexei
yeah.
Romanov.
He's looked solid, man.
He's fun to watch. He's quick.
He's
quick.
He's
So
looked
is
really
Suzuki.
good.
He's a little loose cannon though too. I've seen him take a couple stupid penalties.
Yeah, I think Montreal needs that though.
Yeah.
Montreal needs a little bit of wild man in them because the Canadians have been really that like cute, small little team that doesn't really, like they're good. They have Carey Price, and that's their
and then
brand.
Josh Anderson.
Well, that's been their worst part of their team so far. Has been Price, man.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say he's been playing bad, but like the games he's played, he's given up quite a bit of goals.
I feel like there's just been a lot of goals in general in a lot of games.
Well, relative to the Canadians, Montreal's goaltending, Carey Price has been
Carrying
the
team.
least, the lower end of the spectrum so far. Yeah, their offense, nothing wrong with their offense yet.
And nothing wrong with their defense either.
Yeah, so just not everything can be above average.
Yeah, exactly.
So if so facto, it's
But man, they've looked good so
Carey
far.
Price.
And then Leafs got Thornton out for a minimum 4 weeks now with fractured rib.
yeah, rib injury on an innocent looking play.
Yeah,
The same thing happened with
weird.
Couturier and
There's been a few of those.
Yeah.
Nick Robertson it was an awkward play. It wasn't innocent, but it was just awkward.
They say knee.
knee for Robertson, I think.
Yeah, out as well. Like 4 to 6. I think they said.
And as we're recording this, we don't know if Austin Matthews is.
Well, they said he's not playing tonight.
So you just don't know what that's gonna look like.
Who do they have tonight? Edmonton.
Yep.
Yeah, I got
Edmonton again.
McDavid and
Edmonton
Draisaitl again.
You know who I've liked? If we're gonna talk about the Leafs for a minute, I have kind of surprisingly liked Hall's game.
I love
Yeah,
Hall.
Justin Hall's.
He's looked really good.
I
was talking about it when we did the Leaf episode, how good he looked in the last playoffs. Like, I thought he was a lock for that second pairing with Muzzin.
Yeah, same.
And no, you had him as a floated spot. Because I remember you're like 1, 2, 3. You're like, we got Riley Brody, first pairing. You said Muzzin.
Yep.
And then you said Bogosian on the third pairing.
Yep.
And you said the other 2 spots of just float. And I'm like, I like Hall.
I like Hall too. That was my
he's young.
negotiation with Mark. Those 4 slots were a lock. I've liked Hall.
Bogosian's been terrible.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But at least we don't pay him as much as CC was getting paid.
The Bogosian thing is, you know what? Everybody's gonna have a guy on the bottom pair. He's a guy that's gonna go and bully people if you need him to bully people, and you need that on a team. And you take the good with the bad.
You know what? You know who's actually impressed me though of the forwards? I didn't think Wayne Simmons was as good as a skater as he's shown.
Right.
Like he's looked good out there. He hasn't looked out of place. Like I thought he was going to be slow, but he obviously worked on his skating.
Mm-hmm.
He was always a good skater. Like back when he was with Philly, he's just.
I remember him being really slow though.
Well, he's not fast.
I would call him. He's very like technical with the way he skates, where he's like uses his body and his like.
He seems more efficient than I remember him being.
Yeah.
At skating. I mean,
certainly.
Don't look into the plus minus. He's the worst plus minus on the team, but don't look into that too.
Who? Wayne Simmons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Justin Hall's the best, +2.
That's pretty terrible if that's the best.
Have you looked at their goals against, goals for? It's equal.
Yeah.
15 and 15, is it?
So that's something. And I don't want to talk about this. I know people want to stir up trouble and talk about a goalie controversy. I love watching Jack Campbell. Frederick Anderson's team, though.
I was kind of hoping to get the start tonight. Do you know if he's getting the start tonight?
I don't know who's getting the start tonight. I guess we flip on to. I mean, when people are listening to this, they're gonna.
Yeah,
know.
the game will already probably be started or over or
over. I would like to see Jack Campbell more, but I don't want to. Not that I want to see less of Anderson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want.
You still gotta have your guy win.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. It was almost as though they played better for Campbell. And I know it was only one game. The sample size is 60 minutes, but
is it because when Anderson's in net, they don't have to play well?
I have no idea. I've seen it. You've seen it happen with other teams, and it just seems as though that when you have one guy between the pipes, you play one way. If you have another guy between the pipes, you play another way. And it's like they were playing scared when they had Hutchison in net all those games. It's like they were playing as if they were already
lost.
Yeah, like they had already been lit on fire, and they were just running around like crazy people.
3-2. They're not losing.
No, they're winning more than they're losing. Freaking Tampa Bay looks good right out of the gate, too, even without Kucherov. Vass is 3-0 already, unreal save percentage, and goals against to start the season. Stamkos is on fire, so is Sorelli to start the year as well.
Yeah, they got some guys doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched much Tampa. How are they?
But I haven't watched any. They just have guys that are doing stuff.
Some guys they're
playing good
on paper.
They beat Columbus in overtime yesterday, but...
Oh, ironic.
Yeah, I think that was their most goals against.
Columbus and Tampa going to overtime, huh?
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
Do you want to keep going through the Canadian division here a little bit? I think like
what do you want to talk about in the Canadian division?
What's up? I think
like I've enjoyed how Goudreau and Monahan's looked so far in the first few games watching the Flames play.
I've watched them a little bit.
Markstrom's looked very good in net for them.
Yeah, I did notice Markstrom has settled in. That was one of the big question marks I had going into the year was how is Markstrom going to translate over from the Vancouver style to the Calgary style? And it seems as though he's doing it pretty nicely.
Yeah, they've only played 3 games.
No, they haven't played a lot, but from what I've watched, I don't remember watching Calgary, but I remember watching Markstrom. Does that make sense? Like I remember watching him, like, hey, he looks comfortable in that defensive structure.
Who are they playing? I know they played Edmonton.
Played Edmonton, and then I think they played Vancouver twice.
Yeah, it must have been Vancouver I was watching.
So Ottawa's right at the bottom like we thought.
Yeah,
but they've looked better than I expected.
You know what, Ottawa? I give props to Ottawa because they are outclassed all over the board, but they're
try harder than every other team.
They're sort of tenacious.
They had a couple guys that
try hard.
looked real good out there.
Batherson looks really
Batherson,
good.
I like that Norris kid too.
Yep. Just about to say Norris.
Shabbat, fucking unreal, obviously.
And you notice when Kachuk's out there.
Who's that big fucker he's playing defense with?
Oh yeah,
he's good too.
Who did he bowl over? I think it was Thornton or Matthews.
Yeah.
In the game.
Just ran him over.
Do you want to pull up the lines, Ian? I can't remember who that was either.
No, it wasn't Norris.
No, Norris is a forward.
What, like you could tell they're not as good as the other teams. But
they're outclassed. They're outclassed all over the lineup, but they have guys that are going to try. They're going to, you know what? You could lose if Ottawa loses 4-0. I could still be like, they played a good game because you just can't expect. You looked at their lineup and you're like, who is this guy? And then you look into it, and they have a few guys that are AHL All-Stars, but they're AHL All-Stars.
Yeah, they still have to prove it in the NHL level.
And I have no doubt that some of them might, but the whole thing was with the Ottawa Senators, this is a season where this is trial by fire. And
Brown? See how it goes.
Josh Brown?
Yeah, Josh Brown.
Good for him. Matt Murray's look decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it against
It's hard to not look decent.
He looks a lot better than Jari and DeSmith.
Currently... Yes. Currently, yes. Yeah.
Winnipeg, winning, scoring. Not surprised.
And Laine's been out for a few games, too.
Yeah.
He was looking pretty good out of the gate.
Yep, they have Kyle Connor, so they don't need...
Yeah, they have Kyle Connor. He's pretty good, too. He's a pretty good hockey player.
It's 7 points, and Scheifele's 5. Like, yeah, their top guys are doing what their top guys need to do.
I think Wheeler got 2 or 3 points the other night, too.
Yeah, he's at 4. 4-4, point per game.
Yeah. No, their guys are doing what they need to do.
Hellebuck playing well? I don't think I've watched Winnipeg.
Just the one Leaf game I watched.
Passois had a solid game by the looks of it.
I think that's the key to if they make it in the playoffs or not is what are they gonna get out of their backup goaltending? You know what you're gonna get with Hellebuck. I know Hellebuck might have the argument can be made that he had a season, a bit of a remarkable season just because he stopped more goals than he really should have.
Bit of an anomaly.
A little bit of an anomaly season versus some of those other, let's call it like Vezina-ish seasons.
Yeah.
But if he was solid, it depends on what they're getting from the backup role.
Oh, exactly.
The same way to bring it back to the Leafs because they're the center of everything or whatever you want to call it. If you don't get any wins from your backup, man, hey, you're not sliding into the playoffs, especially if you're one of those Winnipeg's on the teeter-totter. They can go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Edmonton, Koskinen.
Okay, the one thing. So if you look at that last game against the Leafs, he had one goal against. One goal, so good save percentage as well. But
he just drops everything.
Watching those saves he made did not give me a lot of confidence. And
Nope.
I'm trying to give him every opportunity because he had a 918 last year. He had a pretty good save percentage last year, but man, he had one save from a tough angle off Morgan Riley, and the puck hits his stick. It's a good save, goes up out of play. And he has no idea where the puck is. He's like looking behind him. It's like, man, the puck hit your stick. You did a good thing. It deflected out of play. It was pretty your body wasn't square to Morgan Riley, which would drive your goaltending coach nuts. But the puck went in the right place, but he had no idea where the puck was. There was a shot through a screen. I think it was a Riley shot as well. And you see him drop to his knees into the butterfly, and the puck just hits him as he's dropping into the butterfly, which is part of what you're trying to do. But it's just like, man, I don't even know if you were guessing or if you just
hoped to hit you,
which is kind of a thing. But it's like the saves he makes, sometimes it's okay, cool. And other times it's like, I don't have confidence. Like, this guy could be a brick wall. He could be a block of cheese at a moment's notice. So I'll be interested to watch him a little bit more as this goes along tonight as well.
Yeah, well, McDavid and Draisaitl only have 1 point over a point per game. It's like they've only got 6 and 5, so that's
useless.
Edmonton hasn't scored a lot of goals the last couple games.
They have 31 power play minutes played already, both of them, though.
What's their power play percentage, Ian?
I don't know the percentage, but they've, like, Draisaitl's only got 4 points against 31 minutes.
If it's not 25, they're missing the playoffs. Are they Are they out right now? I think they're in
Yeah, they're in 5th.
5th, yeah. Well,
yeah, right now Montreal's leading the division.
What's their power play percentage? Does it say on there?
I'm trying to see.
Let Ian look it up. We'll stick handle the puck in the corner until he figures it out.
I don't think it's as high as it was last year right now.
No.
But
power play percentage is 8.3.
What was it last year, Mark?
29 or something.
Holy shit.
They're 23rd in the league.
I know, that's such a small sample size.
It's a small sample size.
But like Ian said, they've had a ton of power play time already.
Draisaitl and McDavid have both been on the ice for 31 power play minutes. You'd think if they were on that, they'd probably at least have
I would have guessed 100, 200 goals.
10 points, some
300 goals, 500 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck are you guys doing over there?
All right,
I'm kidding.
We're done with
don't
this
talk
division.
shit right now because you know what's gonna happen tonight.
Yeah, but
4 points for McDavid.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Man, if we're going to watch that, I'd like, hey, at least put on a show. Fuck. I'd rather watch a show than last game's garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I was doing last game, guys? And I'm not going to lie to you. I was like flipping through. I was doing some research on some stocks that I was interested in. And I'm like, what I'm doing is more interesting than this hockey game right now. Legit. And I looked up and saw a couple of those Koskinen saves. And I was like, man, this is tough to watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, next division.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to go? I don't know if we want to go through division by division.
Well,
let's just throw out some teams.
Let's
throw out some teams that you're interested in. Ian, do you want to talk about your Detroit Red Wings?
500, baby.
500. Hey.
Should be Columbus one of those games too.
Yeah, they got shut out their first game, and then they could have beat Columbus that one loss. They won overtime the other day
against who?
Columbus.
Against Columbus, okay.
And then the game before they lost 3-2.
Yeah, they should have won that game.
Bobby Ryan, how about him? He's a guy.
Yeah, 4 goals in 3 games.
That's pretty solid,
Larkin's
dude.
Pretty good to
Larkin's got a point per game.
I don't think we had any doubts about that top line when we did our divisional previews. We were pretty high on
shit yet.
Well,
he's got a couple points.
He's been a passenger on that top line if he's still there.
They've only played 4 games as well.
That's it. It's such a small sample size. It's hard to really tell.
Hronik's
he's almost averaging 30 fucking minutes.
No, he's
solid,
averaging like 26 minutes a game.
Yeah,
he's played 28, 29, 1 or 2 or something.
I was looking into him. Is it last night or 2 nights ago? But he was one of the guys we mentioned too. He's probably their best defenseman.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Mm-hmm. And how old is he? Like 23.
Yeah, he's
young. They got some. You're seeing some.
Grace and Bernier have looked good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grace has their 2 losses, but he didn't. He looked good. He looked good in that Columbus game.
It just sucks that the rest of they don't get outclassed the same way as the Ottawa Senators do. It's as you know, they're Hey, 2-2, so they're hanging in there. It's just that division is such a disaster. Not a disaster. It's a disaster in terms of everybody's so even. You have Tampa Bay.
Well, Grice has a 930 and Bernia has a 927 save percentage to start.
That's, I don't know if that's.
But
not really
that's two games a piece. But yeah,
good for them.
Still
Hey,
pretty good though.
tip of the cap. They did it. They done it.
Yeah, that division's just been
Chicago is
a disaster.
Chicago's a disaster.
Is a
Chicago's
mess.
what shows you what happens when you don't have a goalie and you're bad.
And you're Chicago.
Yeah.
Sure. But they're not really trying to be good.
Well, Nashville's been good. Sorrow has started out the year pretty good for Nashville.
I haven't had a chance to watch much Nashville, unfortunately. Every time I friggin' flip to them, they're in intermission.
This division, like, no one's played any
I know.
games,
Have you noticed that? Every game,
everyone goes to the division.
Every game has been starting at 7. So, like, when one game goes to an intermission, you're like, hey, maybe there's another game on. Nope.
That's how I ended up watching.
The same time.
That's how I ended up watching some Detroit and Carolina in the first couple days.
Why can't half your game start at 7:30 so you could still watch like a good portion of a first period?
Mark, you're forgetting the reason why. Because
to piss us off. So we have to watch their ads. Basically,
literally, yeah.
Every game goes to commercial. At the same time,
when's last time you rented a car from Enterprise, Ian? You jackass. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Marty Brodeur never shows up with his Stanley Cup to my house.
Yeah.
And all of his trophies. Oh my gosh. It is cup. I forgot my cup.
Yeah, so in this division, the only team that's like Columbus has played 5 games. Compared to like the Canadian division, there's a lot more games played in that division and there's less teams.
In what division? The Canadian division?
Yeah.
Carolina kind of got Carolina and Dallas kind of Florida kind of screwed everything over.
It's the whole Dallas thing. Dallas hasn't played a game
Florida's
yet.
only played 2 games.
Yep.
They're 2-0.
That's pretty good.
Nashville's 3 games, Carolina's 3 games.
Yeah.
Like
the only teams that have been able to play are Columbus and Detroit, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, Detroit and Columbus and Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most exciting 3 teams in that division. Boys.
Yeah, the bottom 3 in that division. Well, actually,
less Dallas.
It's funny. I'm on the Score app right now. They don't even have Dallas in the division.
They haven't played a game. Wait till they're ahead.
No, but they don't even have them listed at the bottom of it.
That's
I can't click on their team.
That's funny. Hey, how about so I mentioned New Jersey. They've been a nice little surprise.
Blackwood's been unreal.
Blackwood's been good. Sucks he's gotten sick or under protocol.
Under protocol currently, but hey man,
Houston would have been nice to start the season.
Fuck, I got
Sucks Heischer's hurt because that team could be even better right now.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I mentioned when we were doing the division in the way too early playoff predictions was the Devils have a nice little core, Blackwood, and then the 2 centers. So they're not in as bad shape as the Blackhawks, who I'm not sure what they got. Maybe that Kirby Doc, who you're not even going to see this year. But they don't have a goalie. They got to try to figure out. At least New Jersey's got a goalie.
New Jersey got
a couple
somebody
centers.
To stop pucks, and that's the hardest thing to find in the NHL.
Yeah. And centers, really.
Yeah, and
no one's trading centers.
Yeah, and well, New Jersey's lucky they got Heischer and Hughes too.
Yeah.
Good building block.
Yep, they got the 1-2 set for a while. Hey, here's sort of a big big question mark for me is in Boston. Like their offense has not been
offense.
They got 5 goals against Philly yesterday.
Yeah, but until yesterday.
Yeah,
they had 0 goal. They had 0 goals in at 5-on-5 up until then. They scored their first.
Back.
They scored their first 2 goals within like a minute of each other. They were keeping games close though. Like they were losing like 1-0 to the Islanders.
Yeah. Boston still they looked good against the Flyers yesterday.
So, I mean, hopefully they figure it out just because it'd be cool to, I mean, as much as we're tired of seeing Boston, whatever. It's better for the league if there's good teams. So,
yeah, everyone's just...
Yeah, Boston. Tuukka Rask played fucking amazing, too, in that overtime as well. He made a few
I saw
unbelievable saves.
Yeah, those were pretty incredible.
Like, that save against friggin' Hayes was unreal. I was like... Because when I first saw it, you're watching it live, because it had the view where, like, you don't see that, like... Rask actually lifts his pad in the air to save it, and in my head I'm just like, fucking Hayes didn't get the puck up, and then they showed the angle from behind Hayes where Hayes actually like elevates the puck like right. It would if Rask's pad was on the ice it would have gone over, but Rask had his pad up in the air, stretched
sprawled out
too. So that normal center ice camera angle, the save was made on the far side of that camera angle, so you couldn't tell what happened.
All what we saw, I saw the Voracek pass go across. And then it just looks like Hayes just
Flubs it.
muffins it into the pad.
But when you see the other side of the camera
you
view,
see Hayes like handle the puck,
ice level,
get a
other
decent
side.
shot off, and rasp pad about like this high off the ice, like
a foot or two,
foot and a half off the ice, making the save.
That's it, making stops. So how do you think your Flyers are doing, Mark? Considering they got a couple injuries.
They've looked pretty slow, like team wise, 5-on-5 out of the gate. They've been pretty lucky,
and that was a strength of theirs.
They're not like they're not
Last
the
year, that was
fastest team. Well, 5-on-5, it's definitely a strength 5-on-5. They're
Right.
still playing like half decent 5-on-5, but the loss of Couturier and Niskanen, like they're look. I was kind of right. They looked really weak on the right side of defense because that they're getting punished on that side.
That's with the Niskanen.
That's with Niskanen retiring,
Yes.
and Myers is hurt now too. So
Okay, so you're missing two guys from two key pieces from last year.
Gossesbear's supposed to be back soon, so hopefully he's playing good. That would be a good boost. That'd be like just getting Myers back, but hopefully.
Nolan Patrick's looked really good.
Yeah, if we want to go look at who has more points this year, Patrick or Pedersen. Patrick has more points than him so far.
But how many?
Patrick's got
4.
4 and 5, and Pedersen's got 1.
Dude, they've been fucking scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have Hayes 7, Konechny 6, Voracek 6.
Yeah.
Van Riemsdyk 5, Fabry 4.
Like,
these are points?
Yeah.
Yeah,
goals,
like
points.
No, yeah, points.
19 goals, 4 and 5
They're
games.
giving up some pretty shitty bounce goals, like off skates and shit like that.
16 goals against in 5 games.
Yeah, Elliott's got a 40 save shutout, so Hart's been giving up quite a... Same thing with Carey Price. He's looked good in the games. He's just given up too many goals.
Yes,
Teams-
I understand. And
teams a
both could be
little
true.
lax or
It's
something.
just like, damn, I wish he had that stop, but he made some stops that maybe he shouldn't, or he looked steady.
That's exactly it. And it's like the ones that are getting through, it's like, fuck. It's not like he's just getting beat.
Those
like,
are early in the season.
Yeah, exactly. This is why I'm not really frustrated about it, because he's still making those saves that it's like only Carter Hart can make that fucking save.
And hey, top of the division, the Philadelphia Flyers.
Exactly. They're
Way to
still,
go.
and they salvaged a point against Boston yesterday too, which I was impressed with.
Yeah, those 3-point games are going to be a big deal.
Yeah, because you're watching it, it's like that affects
The whole division twice.
Yeah, because because it's not like it's an out of division game where that 3 points are all going to be used in that same league. Are we going to keep calling them divisions? They're really leagues. I
Yeah,
sort
the
of made
league.
that point earlier, but how about I remember watching some Colorado. Hey, Mark, you got a point about McKinnon.
Oh, McKinnon and Rantanen have been friggin' animals.
No, but like when we watched him yesterday, you had a good
Oh,
point.
yeah, like you watch him play. Like I'm watching him on the power play. Like, and he plays on like the same side as like Drew. Like he plays in like that
Half
hash
board.
mark area. But like I've never seen people. Even McDavid doesn't attack like.
You say Crosby plays. He plays on the other side, but Crosby plays lower.
But yeah,
in
but
the
you never
zone.
see people. McKinnon just comes in and he doesn't care who you are. He'll just attack you and like just do whatever he can to cut in to get the middle of the ice and get a shot. And like when I watch games, I don't see like anybody ever like try and do that every single time.
McKinnon's a right shot.
Yeah.
Correct. So he starts on
He
the
forces-
left side of the ice.
He doesn't take the shot from like the circle. He forces himself
To the center
Yeah.
of the ice.
with the puck on his stick. It's not like he goes in and skates for the one timer. He attacks into the slot area for the shot himself.
Let me just rephrase that just so people can picture it a little more. So, especially on the power play, think of the offensive zone. McKinnon is on the left side. If the net's in front of you, he's on the left side, and he'll start around the hash marks on the boards, between the hash marks and top of the circle on the boards.
Yeah.
That's where he sets up. Whereas a lot of other players will play perimeter and work the puck back to the point. They'll work the puck down low and cycle, and they'll maybe force passes across.
I'll compare him to what Marner does when you watch the Leafs power play. You know how Marner comes in, he's in the circle, he skates up to the top of the circle, curls down, looks like he's going to make the cross-ice pass and just keep skating down low? Where McKinnon would get to that, like, circle hash mark area,
Yep.
and McKinnon comes in and he attacks the middle of the ice and tries to get the
cuts
shot
in
off.
towards the net.
So instead of being a perimeter player, instead of trying to always cycle down low or cycle back to the point and work the puck safely around the outside from that, basically where he doesn't start with his ass against the boards, but he'll attack that seam between the defenseman and the forward, and he'll try to get a shot from the slot, as
Essentially
opposed
the home plate
to
that TSN advertises.
the home plate area or inside the circles.
Yeah.
Sorry, not the circles, the face-off dots.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what you were commenting on the other night.
And as a goalie, where a shot coming from that much of a sharper angle, it's harder to get the proper angle on it. It's harder for you to save.
Yeah, as soon as the shot's coming from more straight on, they have a bigger net to shoot at because of trigonometry.
Exactly. And if it's on the power play, there's going to be guys in front. You're going to be forced deeper into your net.
There's just going to be a guy, but it's also you have to respect a pass because there's going to be somebody backdoor. You got Rantanen backdoor on his forehand.
You Landeskog, you got Kadri, you got Makar.
They're good, man. And so one of the things I was commenting on as well is that some of those other players may not have all those offensive weapons that maybe McKinnon does, and that maybe grants him a little bit more
gives him a little more space.
Just because they have to respect that pass.
But the goal he scored yesterday on the power play is a prime example of what he does that I don't think a lot of players
can do
or force themselves to try and
sniped.
do. Yeah, he fucking snipes. So it's
he also
I'm glad the
dangled
Kings
earlier
won,
in
though. It was
that
a good
game.
win for the Kings.
That was surprising that they came back.
Yeah.
And we didn't give the Kings a lot of love in our previews, but you know what?
They looked pretty good.
And Doughty gave a huge fuck you to all those guys that didn't pick him on Team Canada by putting one top circle, top corner.
Blasted it.
Yeah, that was a wicked shot. So, hey, Drew Doughty, we see you.
Wicked awesome.
We see you.
And Quick looked really good yesterday too.
Quick looked a little bit more like vintage Quick.
Yeah.
So we were watching one of the other LA games the other night, and I think who were they playing? Was it Minnesota or Anaheim or something?
Probably Colorado.
Was it Colorado? They bowled over Cal Peterson, and there was no fucking call on that play. And it was like 2 minutes left in the game, and they didn't get a call. I'm like, that must have been a couple how's that work?
Yeah, that was against the first game against Colorado.
Yeah.
How did he look? How did
Peterson looked good too.
Yeah, he was okay.
Yeah.
He's younger, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
They're hoping he's the next guy.
Yeah. They have
a goalie sorted out.
Pretty good team, man. Like, definitely so.
Yeah, they're good. And I mean, Kopitar, hey, is he leading the league in assists?
I don't know, but he's looked good.
He's tied. I think Eichel has as many as him. He's got 6 assists in 4 games.
And Carter looks pretty good again.
Carter's got 5 points in 4 games.
Yeah, he's looked pretty
Fantasy U's got 4 points in 4 games.
There you go. LA, where are they? Where are they in the standings?
They're 5th.
So they're really not. I mean, hey, they're tied with
whatever.
Hey, and remember the boring Minnesota Wild are pretty entertaining this year so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've watched a single minute of Wilds. Have you watched any? No,
I've never seen like any. Every time they're on, I'm watching another game.
Isn't that tough? Just you can
so
only
much
watch
hockey.
You can only watch one at a time. Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to watch the Wild, but they're 3-1 in 4 games. Everybody's played 4 games in that division.
Honestly, the bottom of the division is what exactly you would expect it to be, though.
Ducks, Coyotes. Well, Mark said
but I mean like the bottom 4. It's LA, San Jose, Ducks, Coyotes. Like.
Yes, sure, right. And do we need to talk about the Golden Knights? They're perfect record so far. 16 goals for 7 goals against.
I think they have the best differential as well.
Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a +9, and that's the best in the league.
Yep. They're D's.
Yeah,
I think that's
their players are doing stuff, and that's good.
So I think that's. I mean, anything else you guys want to
talk about?
I mean, so
we never even said anything about Washington.
I was just gonna say Washington. So the Washington Capitals are in a bit of a pickle. They have COVID protocol. I'm sure if you've heard the news that their goaltender Samsonov was tested positive, then contact tracing traced back to
Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, and Orlov.
Yes, who were all in a hotel room hanging out. I'm assuming
masks.
I'm assuming they were having
adult beverages.
I was going to say water and staying hydrated.
Vodka.
So they're out for 4 games. And Samsonov, how do you say Samsonov?
I call him Samsonov. You're asking me how to say someone's name?
Yeah, because it's fun.
Samsonov, I don't know. Let's call him.
We'll call him Sam.
Let's call him Sam.
So he's going to be out for longer potentially if he tested positive. So they're without their number 1 goaltender,
and really don't have anyone else, do they?
Well, they don't have.
Defenseman.
Well, sorry, they don't have Lundqvist. So they had a rookie play in his first game, I believe.
Yeah, and they recalled Craig Anderson up too.
Yes, they got Craig Anderson back.
He was on their taxi squad.
Yeah.
So, but without Ovechkin, who are they playing over the next 4 games? Can we pull that up?
Schedule.
Because this is going to be an ongoing thing.
They got Sabres tonight. Sabres Sunday. Islanders.
Oh, shoot. The Sabres I'm not too worried about just because they are... they're not. It's not that they're not a dangerous team. It's that they're just last in the division. I don't think the Washington Capitals are going to be battling up for a playoff spot with the Sabres. With the Islanders, they might be.
Hey, Mark, remember your hot take from doing the Washington?
What?
Tom Wilson will have more goals than Ovechkin.
Oh, yeah. He's already got 4?
No, he's got 3 right now,
Yeah.
but that's more than Ovechkin.
Shoot. It's going to be fun to follow those. I know we said some kind of vanilla ones, but there's a few in there that are...
Yeah.
Imagine Tom Wilson goes
interesting.
off and he's ahead of Ovechkin at 6 or 7 goals at 20 games in.
Jeez. Start getting dicey.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I think that'll be an ongoing trend, though. There's been
Yeah, a lot of
so
COVID
many
shit.
Yeah, so many. There's not been a lot, but
I feel like they're gonna get their
baseball's
vaccine soon, though.
Maybe.
They have to. They got the money to get them.
Yes, baseball did have this issue early in their season as well, where they their first, was it 2, 3, 4 weeks, they had a bunch of games missed.
LeBron told me to
Oh,
this.
And then they sort of figured it out and they got through to the end. So maybe the NHL is in the same position. It's until everybody sort of settles into the new normal and the teams get it through these guys' heads that they can't
do what they feel like.
They can't be sipping water in their hotel rooms together and they're on the road.
I don't understand that, though.
Oh, why can you sit on the bench beside each other?
It's what they signed in contract for.
Okay.
It's what they signed to return to play.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read all the
paper.
It doesn't make sense, but if it's in technically code of law, you have to follow.
Yeah, I haven't read all the protocols or all their safety measures or whatever. But if you think about it, I understand the goalie being separate because goalie's a different entity. They make the backup and the starter, I know, stay apart from each other.
Wait, you don't have all 4 quarterbacks in the same meeting?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, that's fucking genius.
But I just don't understand why OV and Kuznetsov can't have a beer together after a game. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but they signed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're going to sit beside each other and spit on the ground beside each other on the bench.
It doesn't make sense, but I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I know, man.
Knowing Ovi, he's probably kissing people when they score goals too.
Rules are
so
rules, man.
Rules
And they
is
broke
rules.
them, and they knew what the consequences were.
Yeah, that's basically it. And I mean, I know there's the angle that you could take. It's the Russian players, but it's
Doesn't matter.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
It wouldn't have happened if they didn't if the COVID tracing, if Samsonov hadn't have tested positive, no one would know.
And
exactly.
That's the main thing is how did he get it?
How does anybody get it?
I know.
Yeah, correct. You guys good? You guys want to do some fantasy hockey stuff?
Yeah,
I'm down.
Okay, let's go to the 7th inning stretch, and then we'll come back and do some fantasy hockey things. Everyone, it's a little bit chilly in the northern hemisphere. It's winter.
Fucking toes are frozen right now.
Same.
It's cold. It's winter. So, hey, I want to give a shout out to soup. What a great meal. What a great addition to any meal. I know there's a few people out there that don't like soup, but so many people do. It's a centerpiece for so many different meals. You can have soup and sandwich. You can have
solid
soup and cheese and crackers.
Solid.
Mark, how do you like soup?
It's like soup with some nice bread on the side.
Wow, that's I love that.
After I finish the soup and you have the broth left over, you dip your nice fresh bread in the broth. Oh,
I normally
so
put get the bread in first, when it's too hot to eat straight away.
Sometimes
I always burn my mouth. I go straight in.
Sometimes you can crumple up the crackers and put it in the soup. Sometimes you can float the soup on top of the crackers. Hey, how about goldfish crackers with your soup? That could be cool too. Hey, soup as an appetizer?
Yeah.
Before dinner, for example?
What's your favorite soup?
Man, I kind of like chicken soup.
Just a chicken noodle, or just
not chicken noodle, but a nice chicken broth with vegetables.
Yeah.
Maybe some twirly pastas in there. Maybe Swiss chalet soup.
Ooh.
Kind of like that. But that's the thing too. You can have.
I like butternut squash soup and chicken noodles. Pretty good. I'm a fan of Italian wedding soup as well.
Beef barley is my favorite.
There you go. So it can have a cream base, tomato base, chicken broth base, all sorts of different vegetable soup, different meat soups. You know what they're great for?
Mushroom soup. Oh.
You can put leftovers in soup. good way to get rid of your leftovers. We do that all the time. Just,
Turkey carcass.
yeah, put the
Ham
bones in there. Just make a soup out of scrap whatever you have left over, and then it lasts for how long?
I don't know. You stick it in the freezer.
Last for weeks in the freezer if you want to, or last for days if you put it in the fridge. I just wanted to give a shout out because it's wintertime. I just wanted to give a
And my
nice
toes
shout
are
out.
cold.
Shout out to soup. Let's talk a little bit about some fantasy hockey. We haven't talked any fantasy hockey since our position preview episodes, which they did pretty well. Appreciate everybody that listened to those or provided feedback on those. That was really cool. That was really great. You're going to get some fantasy hockey talk from us on pretty much every episode to one degree or another. But guys, open board here. Table's open. Any guy? Let's start with this. Anybody that you guys feel is highly owned, but you feel that they could be a drop candidate, somebody who just hasn't really performed well for you, or his deployment has changed from when you drafted him, or he may have been drafted, and you feel that he could be somebody that, hey, look to drop this guy.
Well, I already dropped somebody who
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah, I dropped friggin' Ryan Strome for Jack Hughes.
So Ryan Strome with the
New York Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, he was supposed to be slotted on the second line when we talked about him.
Or he's supposed to be playing with Panarin. And I remember when Hughes...
And he was Lafreniere the first couple weeks, too. First couple games.
Hughes was drafted. I don't think his own percentage was very high when he first got drafted. Now he's owned around 80% in Yahoo. Where,
Jack
if you don't
Hughes,
have him now, fucking scoop him up.
He's so 1 out of every 5 leagues, he's still available.
Yeah, and I remember Strome was above over 80% when he was first drafted. And now he's...
If people jump that,
he's below 70%, so everybody's dropping him now.
So is this more of a deployment thing that you're bearish? You're down on.
I was just disappointed with this thing, and I'm like, yo, man, if friggin' Hughes ends up better ranked than him anyway, I don't really care.
Than Strome, yeah. Strome would say it was a low pick anyway. I know he was on a couple of our lists. I don't think I had him, but
I had him. I remember on my center and left. Or center and whatever,
I had him
right?
on both of mine.
I think.
Right.
It just hasn't panned out early.
It's still so early that he could, but it's one of those ones where if you're drafting him so low that you might as well drop him for a hot guy.
New York hasn't really been that good.
No,
but one of my guys that has not been performing is Braden Shen.
Okay.
And I think I drafted him fairly high. I think I was maybe 5th, 6th round.
Yeah.
He's a center right, but he's only got 2 goals. I think he's ranked 180th. So not performing to where I want him to be.
That's tough. But again, he's not a top guy. He's one of those guys. It's tough to drop him because you sort of draft him in maybe a mid-late round.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, I don't really care about.
Sorry, that's
stuff.
the Blues, right?
Yeah.
So
St. Louis.
They've had a little bit of a tough time. They got shit kicked by Colorado.
But they beat them 4-1 the game before.
Yeah, I know. So that's sort of a strange, but they're a little bit more. St. Louis is a bit more score by committee.
Yeah.
So it's tough. None of their players are going to be elite guys. Maybe Krug if he's quarterbacking that power play, but the top 2 lines are a little
Hoffman and O'Reilly should be
the
up
guy
there,
I've been so far really disappointed with this season has been Seth Jones. It's a -5.
Columbus.
Doesn't have a point yet, and he's
4 games.
Yeah, in 5 games.
5 games, sorry. And -5, no points.
-5, no points, 12 shots and 7 hits. So not even
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Ouchie. It's still early. When was he being drafted?
I don't know, but he's 95% rostered.
95, eh?
Yeah.
So he's one of those guys who's drafted too early to drop just yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'd try and trade him. Same thing with Dubois, another guys who's been disappointment as well with the same bullshit of Columbus going through. I think that might be
more that second period.
More relevant team.
Yeah, team-based.
Yeah, Columbus is a bit tough just because they are you never. I don't want to say you never know what you're going to get with John Tortorella, but
you never know what you're going to fucking get.
You don't.
No.
Unfortunately. And they're sort of a team that just needs to get goals from wherever they can at the time. So whoever's hot, that's who he's playing. Yeah. So hopefully if you don't have that guy, which there's no way to know who that next guy is going to be, you can take a guess, but there's 30 other teams that you could probably take a better a better gamble at.
So I'm just looking through like the top players.
Yeah.
So like Toffoli's only 66% owned. He's third ranking.
Yep.
Varlamov's 83% owned. He's first.
So hold on, stop. I'll stop right there. Varlamov is the number 1 ranked player right now. He's a couple shutouts. He's as an excellent goals against and save percentage, 83% owned. I have him as one of those guys. If he is unowned in your league, pick him up right now. Don't wait. I don't care what other goalie you have.
What
you
if
can
I have
trade him.
Vasilevsky?
Doesn't matter. I'd pick him up.
Yeah.
I'd pick him up right now.
Suzuki 75% owned.
Yep.
He's ranked 8. Hayes 46% owned. He's ranked 12th.
So Hayes is interesting because that's a 50-50. It's people ran to grab him. Does he have a lot of ads today? If he has
2,000.
If he has a bunch of ads today, then people are starting to jump on the Hayes. And you know what? People are starting to realize that he's probably going to be filling in a lot of minutes for Sean Couturier. So he's going to be getting that ice time. He's going to be put in those positions. So that's a midterm ad. It's not a weekly ad. It's more of a add him and then see what happens.
Well, if you have Couturier on your team, I definitely would have picked him up like in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just kind of replace the player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully people are able to do that. If not, hey, if you're looking for a center, is he just center? I think he's just a center.
He's just a center.
straight
If you're just
center.
looking for a straight center, Philadelphia is in some injury problems. He's going to be getting more ice time, man. So yeah, good pickup.
Yeah.
At least for the next month.
Who else we got? Romanov's only 46% owned, and he's ranked 21. Chychrun on...
Chychrun, yeah.
Chychrun?
Yep.
Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Arizona.
61% owned. He's ranked 26.
So hold on. So Romanov, Montreal.
Yep.
So he's playing top 4 minutes, is he not? What's his ice time?
I don't know.
It should
We're
say
talking
on,
about...
It should say on Yahoo.
Talking about fantasy.
No, but it should be on there.
Why?
Isn't that one of the columns that it shows?
No.
Oh, maybe it shows you on the computer, but not
I
here.
got his ice time. He's averaging around 18 minutes.
That's...
Which is, you know what, for a rookie,
17 minutes.
and he's
But he's across the board.
if you're in a hits and blocks league, hey, have a look at that guy.
But he gets a lot of shots too,
he
actually.
does, yeah, and he has at least a goal and a couple assists,
And he's got a good plus minus.
He's got a goal and an assist.
yeah. Have a look at him.
Yep.
That's everyone's looking for defense. I'll throw out another defenseman that's also ranked pretty high. We talked about him earlier. And I don't know if this is going to be sustainable or not, but Justin Hall with the Toronto Maple Leafs has 4 assists. He's a +2 hits and blocks, man. He's only 7% owned. So I know we're throwing out guys that are a little bit more owned, but man, there's a good chance he's not owned in your league. And for a 4th defenseman, because all leagues have 4 defensemen or 6 defensemen, I guess. Hey, you know what it costs to put somebody on your watch list? Nothing. So
I really like what's this guy? Tyler Mott from Vancouver, a hits guy, 24 hits.
he doesn't do much else, I don't think.
No, he doesn't do much
But-
else, but he gets lots of hits.
Yeah, he gets lots of hits.
And he's got 12 shots, so
yeah,
like,
hits and
not bad.
shots. He played really well in the playoffs. He made a
Positional
name for
guy.
himself in the playoffs.
He's
And
ranked 43rd, but he's only 5% owned, so he's more than likely not owned in your league.
correct. And I'm not sure what line he's on. Can we?
No clue.
I'm gonna try to pull up.
He's doesn't play power play, I don't think. He's got 2 goals,
Daily
but
face-off.
he doesn't have power play points, so I'm doubting he's there.
But the thing with the Vancouver Canucks is that they really don't have a lot of forward depth. So aside from their big 4, Pettersson, Besser, Miller, and Horvat, they don't have a lot of depth. So look for anybody who's playing well to get an opportunity in
Jump on
Vancouver.
that top 2 lines.
Yes. So that might not be. I'm just pulling this up right now. Yeah, Tyler Mott's like listed as a 4th liner right now. But if he goes and gets hits, if that's what you're looking for, cool. Nils.
So I picked up Josh Archibald today.
On the second line, they have Nils Hoglander.
Yeah, the young guy.
Yeah, what's he?
I don't think he has any points the last few games.
No, I know he had a couple, or everybody in
He's
the
a flashy little player, though.
first game or two, everyone was sort of really excited about him just because he came out to a hot start. He scored his first NHL goal in one of the first couple games.
Oh, he got an assist yesterday, but he hasn't had a point since the first game before that.
Right. So everyone got really hot on him. So just careful with adding those guys just based on one. It's so early in the year. Another guy that I was high on that hasn't done anything yet and I mentioned in our defenseman preview episode as an honorable mention, it was Matt Grzelcyk. He's still top power play in Boston, and Boston up until
You drafted him in our one.
I might have drafted him late. Yeah, as my fourth defenseman, just as a flyer. It's for that fourth defenseman spot. Just either go for your Edler like Ian does, or
Yeah, and he's injured. He hasn't done much. He's shit this year.
or you go for a high flyer, somebody who might be getting power play time. He's about 48% owned. Power play when in Boston has not done much really offensively until again last night.
Fuck.
So hey, maybe he'll. Costs nothing to add him to your watch list. 50% owned. So I've seen a lot of people in a couple of my leagues, in one of my auction leagues, they paid a lot for him. He went for quite a bit.
Grzelcyk?
Like, yeah, like 7, 8. I was trying to steal him for $1 and it didn't work. But in another league that I drafted, he went pretty early. And so here's my other. Sorry, do you have any more to keep going down there, Ian?
Yeah, well, there's more guys, but whatever.
Yeah. So. Just looking across this morning in my leagues at the players to add, you'd be surprised at how many players get kicked off teams so early in the year. So
Because people panic or they're new to fantasy and they're like
They don't know
they
what they're
drop a
doing.
guy early.
numbers, just because numbers. So don't be afraid to take if there's a guy that was supposed to be drafted in like the top 100 and he just has a bad week, man, I would throw and he's available, high draft percentage, high owned percentage, and he's just there because he had a bad week. Don't be afraid to at least add him to your watch list, man, because he was drafted that high, he was ranked that high. Someone had him projected up there not 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you guys have any good pickups that you had this week that panned out well?
Picked up Sam Girard. He's been doing okay.
He's 4 assists or something.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Some power play
Yeah,
points.
It's only 60% owned. He hasn't got any shots the last 2 games, though, which is kind of disappointing.
Yikes.
He had 10 in the first 2 games, but that's okay.
Do we know why that might
I
have
don't know.
happened?
Just didn't get shots, I guess.
Interesting. Power play time was McCarr's still fine. He's still healthy.
Drafting Sorelli was fucking pretty sweet late in both my leagues. I got him at like 160 something.
Yeah.
He's ranked at 86. He's not even 60% owned in leagues. Plays for Tampa's second line as well, and he's getting a lot of power play time as well.
I was out here. I'll ask you guys this question. This is what I was asked by a friend of mine. This was a few, maybe early this week. So this is at least a couple days ago. The question was, Kirill Kaprizov,
Yeah.
Kaprizov, Minnesota,
Yes.
for Alex Lafreniere.
Why?
No. I wouldn't do it if I had Kirill.
Why? You just sound like Eklund.
Yeah. No.
I sound like Eklund?
Well, yeah, because you just said it, but whoever thought of the idea just sounds like
I'm
Eklund.
just no. I was just asking. I think because they said they had one and they were seeing. They were like, hey, I could pick up the other. It's not like it wasn't a trade.
Oh, I thought you were talking about real life.
We're talking fantasy hockey.
Oh
Mark.
my god, sorry.
We're talking about fantasy hockey.
Jeez, Mark. Stick with it.
Is it a keeper league?
So my answer to him was this. I'll give you my answer, then I'll sort of respond to see what you guys are saying. The deployment for the New York Rangers is a little tough. I think he's on the top line now, Lafreniere is on the top line now, but that changes as the wind changes. Whereas Kirill Kaprizov, he is on the top line for Minnesota. They need goals now. He's a mature player. He's played pro hockey. He's got that overtime winner, but
He's got
whatever.
4 points.
Lafreniere could do that too tomorrow, but it's more of, hey, he has 4 points, a little bit more pedigree. If it was this year, I'd stick with Kaprizov.
Does he have Kaprizov?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
wouldn't-
Lafreniere that's unowned. If it's a keeper league, though, then I would
unowned?
go... Sorry?
Why doesn't he just pick him up?
Roster space.
Well, drop someone else.
Roster space.
There's always like 3 guys on my team that I can
Roster
drop
space.
at
Is
a
there like
hat.
4 people in his league?
No.
And
There-
how is Lafreniere not owned?
Look at his numbers, man. He's not... Like, he went...
Yeah,
like,
I know. I get his numbers, but...
that's the question. That's the question. I don't know. I'm not sure the context of the like how many other left wings. You know, if that's a number 3 left winger, if you have 2 other left wingers that are better, Why would you? You can't drop those guys, so you're going to drop these other guys. So, but my answer was this year Kaprizov, next year, or if it's a long-term league, if it's a potential keeper league or dynasty or whatever, then Alex Lafreniere. Because I think that the New York Rangers are building something similar to what the Tampa Bay Lightning could be.
If your team is that good that you have to decide between Lafreniere and Kaprizov, I would just keep Kaprizov.
And at the same time, I prefaced it by saying these are both rookies, so toss a coin.
Yeah.
So, but hey.
Yeah, one could start going off, one could get injured. You don't know.
And the thing is, if you drop Kaprizov, you're the one who put Kaprizov into free agency, and you're the one who...
Yeah, you might look at that later and be like, well, that was fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
The same line laugh could go off, but you never know.
I don't like doing a lot of ad drops, especially in the beginning, but like I have already made 3 moves, I think.
It's tough because you have a guy and you don't want to give up a guy that you drafted.
But like,
I was totally fine dropping Ryan Strome.
I dropped.
I think I
dropped Pajot. I dropped Bobrovsky.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I dropped Bobrovsky just because I have Vast, so I didn't really need him. He was my 16th round pick too, so my last pick.
What stats are you talking about? Which league is this?
The Yahoo League.
Oh, that's the Yahoo.
We don't have to talk about the Banger League at all. Like, we're just talking about Yahoo stats to make it easy for everyone else to follow along.
The regular 10 categories. So you're just going to stick with Vasilevsky.
Well, I have Khudobin as well, but like Vas has already played 3 games. I don't need more starts. He's got 3 wins. I'm gonna start
in an extended week because it's an extended week.
He hasn't got a shutout yet either, so hopefully he gets that
12-day week or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Whatever day week. Yeah. So you get your starts easy. And Bobrovsky was a flyer anyway, and he hasn't really played that much because Florida's only played
2 games.
2 games. Yeah.
So
2 games.
Yeah, and I picked up Bobby Ryan just because he plays on Detroit, but he's got 4 goals, so why not? He's been a close to 50 goal scorer before. 40
Bobby
something.
Ryan?
Oh, he's not going to do that again, man.
He's not going to do that, but he hasn't done much recently.
What line's he playing on?
Plays on the second line.
Yeah. Is the second line any good? If he was on the top line, man.
He's got 4 goals.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If you said if Bertuzzi's not playing great, throw Bobby Ryan up on the top unit with Larkin and Mantha.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be exciting. Way you go.
Pick up.
Like Bertuzzi's not a top line guy, I don't think. He's more of a top 6.
Yeah.
Realistically, but
I picked up Chychrun.
Yep.
This is a good pickup.
Okay.
My best draft pick so far was Kopitar. He's ranked 34, and I drafted him in the 13th round.
Neat.
Nice.
Neat.
Yeah, that's all I got, really.
Okay, I'm going to throw out a trade here, and this is not with myself. This is just this is a trade, but it's
happening in one of your leagues.
This is sort of a blockbuster, and I think it's interesting because of the star power going both ways. So we have one team. They are trading away Mark Scheifele, Cale Makar,
holy shit,
Tristan Jarry.
Wow.
Okay,
so that's not just like peanuts.
Nope.
For Chris Letang, Braden Shen, and Ilya Shesterkin. Igor Shesterkin. There's too many.
That first team's stupid, whoever they are.
Why would you trade that?
Yep.
Yeah, I would never trade Scheifele and Makar for the other 3.
Letang and Shen?
No, but like even Shesterkin as well. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't trade the 2 for 3.
So I can't.
Wouldn't even trade like Scheifele for those 3 guys. Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Scheifele for the 3 combined.
Yeah.
Letang. Well, so that's the thing. Tristan Jarry's goals against average right now is somewhere in the realm of 7 something. So is his save percentage. Tristan Jarry has not been in like 2 games. Shesterkin was a 4th round pick.
Has he done? He hasn't been that good either, though.
No, not really. His goals against average is like in the 3. Save percentage is just above 9. His goals against average is just above 3. He doesn't have a win, but he was like a 4th, 5th round pick. Like he was a top 10, like a top 5 round goaltender in the draft.
Was this trade accepted?
No, like not yet.
Oh, it's just sitting there. Okay.
Yep.
I thought that someone accepted that trade.
Nope.
No fucking way. Some guy. What was that trade that someone offered me for Rantanen earlier in the week?
Oh god.
It was fucking so bad.
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about like dumb trades. Like this is
that's kind of where I'm getting with that.
It's a pretty bad trade.
Tristan Jarry. So basically, he's
cancel out the goalies and then look at the two players, man. That's a dumb trade.
Yes.
And if you want to trade the goalies,
the goalies
1-for-1 straight up,
go for it.
No, Jarry for Shesterkin?
Why not?
Why not?
Pittsburgh's still going to get wins.
Okay, just where they were being drafted though, man. Like,
I don't care where they've been
I don't care
drafted.
where players have been drafted.
You got to look at it this early. I think you have to look at it. You're only 1 week from the draft. If this is a month from now, okay. But
then no.
If it's a
where was
week after,
Scheifele and McCarr drafted that you think Shesterkin being drafted in the 4th round deserves to like that trade?
Those guys were probably both drafted in the 4th round.
I don't know. We can look it up. We can look that up.
Like,
we don't have to sit around and guess about it. We can find it.
If you think Shesterkin's worth it because he's a 4th round pick, you're a friggin' moron.
I'm not saying he's a 4th round pick. You just said erase the goalies, and I'm like, you can't erase the goalies because they're not equal.
I think they are equal goalies because I think they're both going to end up with similar numbers.
Okay.
Because you have to look at it that way as well. Where do you think your futures are with Georgiev and Jarry? I think they're going to end up with similar numbers at the end of the season.
Hang on, let me find
or
out here.
Shesterkin, sorry.
Braden Shen was an 8th round pick, and
in our league, McCarr was a 4th round, and
okay,
and Scheifele was a 5th round.
Hang on.
I don't like that trade
Chris
from
Letang is
the team with McCarr and Scheifele.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes it more complicated because this was our auction or salary draft league.
Oh well, that's weird.
It's a little.
So
tougher.
does salary get?
No, but the round you can still see the round that they were drafted in.
Yeah, that's irrelevant in a
salary
cap league.
Kind of.
Not necessarily, because every team should still have
Yari was a 5th round pick too.
Pick,
so you're trading a 4th and
Yari
2
was not a 3rd.
He was a 5th round in our league.
By who?
I don't know. Someone in her league.
Who's the team name?
You.
He was a
5th round.
Late 5th.
Yeah, still a 5th round.
Interest. Oh, I was a little higher on Jarry than everyone else.
Yeah.
But I decided. Hey, I thought I'd run that trade by you guys because hey, this is a big one. Because people. But here's the thing: people were way higher on Shesterkin than Jarry. Overall, I wasn't. Obviously, I think I had Jarry above Shesterkin, but in the rankings, people had it the opposite.
It's just whoever is trading or
Scheifele and McCarr is stupid.
Fucking moron.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, anything else to add on to the fantasy discussion?
Do your lineups. I forgot to do mine the other night.
Do your lineups every day. Even if you think you set them for the whole entire week, just always check them every day.
Also, if you do a pickup, like an ad drop, it resets your roster for the rest of the week. So redo your lineup. Even if you're just clicking the start thing, you're not going into it. But it also doesn't always start your best players for you. So if you have, say, every guy on your team playing in a night, your 3 best players could be on the bench.
Are not necessarily playing.
Correct.
That's just the way Yahoo starts their thing. They don't pick
always
the best
check your
players.
goalies.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it slots random guys in.
No clue.
I don't know what their algorithm is for that.
Yeah, no clue.
Yeah. Are there any teams that you guys think have an easy... Well, I guess let's touch on that sort of maybe on Monday.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into the schedule. Because Dallas is finally starting to play games. So
yeah, maybe Carolina will be playing against.
Yeah,
next
better to
week,
get an aspect when it's every team's got a few games under their feet now.
So we're gonna do another episode on Monday. It'll be relatively similar to this one. We'll have
more focus on the week that was week 1.
Yeah, and we'll be able to let you guys know what the podcast schedule is as it rolls out. We're gonna try to get it.
We won't have
more
much to go over.
It depends on what happens, Ian.
Who knows what happens?
Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, whatever.
Austin Matthews is injured right now. Like, what happens if it could be long term, man? Like, it could be Dentra
The Buffalo Bills could win and be in the Super Bowl.
Holy fuck.
Like, there's some crazy stuff that could happen by Monday, man. Holy smokes. And who knows? I could forget that I drafted a goalie and, he turns out he's not shit.
In the 5th round.
Yeah.
I think I have Varlamov in that league, so I just totally forgot I had Jarry because I just benched him.
No, you don't, because
I do.
My dad has Varlamov in the other one.
Yeah.
I have Varlamov in 2 of them. You know what? This year I was
You've
just
got
like
4 teams. It's hard to keep track of it.
Well, because I didn't expect to be in like other league, and then I just got invited like the day before, and I'm like, okay,
It's
sure,
you,
like I'll
Mr.
do
with
it.
friends.
Yeah, I know. Shame on me for having.
Well, I'm in 3 as
popularity.
well.
I'm in 2.
Yeah, that's so much more manageable. But I mean, I'm not doing anything
I manage
else, right?
both of them though.
Yeah, but it's more manageable than like twice as many.
Yeah, but
Jeez. Okay, guys, let's go to the last minute of play, and I guess this is the piece of news that's been sort of circling in the sport media over the past 24 hours regarding the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. The International Olympic Committee says that they plan to go on with the Olympic Games. They plan to start them in July of this year. So I hopefully it goes across just from all the athletes that are competing, but it gives us something to do in July. But that's sort of an evolving story that, hey, we'll see what happens.
I don't like a lot of the Summer Olympics.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they should just cancel them for Ian then.
No, they can play them. I just
want to watch the golf.
Yeah,
I think it just
Is
gives
there
us
golf
something.
in the Olympics?
Only once every.
Is that
only
new?
Once every 4 years. So.
Last Summer Olympics they brought it in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll watch the golf.
There's some other. I'm interested in the Olympics because it only comes around once every 4 years.
Yeah.
And it gives people an opportunity to be, hey, you know what? This is their opportunity to become a household name in a sport that otherwise we wouldn't watch. Anyways, guys, we'll see you on the next one. We'll catch you on Monday.
You might hear it Tuesday, but
Cheers.
yeah.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter @DraftInHand.